We are back once again to talk about some hockey with my guy Jim Biringer. Jim, happy Friday. How's it going, man?
Happy Friday. It's going well. Season's underway. Can't complain. NHL's back in full swing, and Devils won. Jack Hughes is unbelievable. Television ratings are up for the first two games because of Connor Bedard. That's what a superstar does and a generational talent does. So many great storylines around the league. So many great news stories up in Buffalo. They're locking up their defensemen. Lafreniere looks good in his first game. Again, it's first game, but still, if that's a sign of things to come, look out because there's going to be a lot of good hockey this year.
Yes, indeed. A lot of good stuff is going on in hockey. A lot of records so far. Impressive records in the first two games has been happening. Connor Bedard, what a phenomenal. I can't wait to see this guy play more often. But on this topic is more of a serious manner. Barry Melrose, former NHL player, coach, most importantly, NHL analyst on ESPN since 1996. He has been diagnosed with Parkinson's disease. When I got the news, it stung a lot. It really bothered me a lot because we're talking about someone with a big personality, very well liked, very well respected. When I think about him, I also think about his run with the '93 Kings team, Wayne Gretzky. Unfortunately, they didn't win at all, but that Game 7 against Toronto is one of the greatest hockey playoff games you'll ever see. And it's just unfortunate that at the age of 67, he got hit with this disease. So he'll be stepping away from ESPN. This is probably the end of his career because we're talking about Parkinson's disease. Obviously, when you think about Parkinson's, you think about Michael J. Fox and a whole bunch of other public figures who've gone through this. But yeah, it sucks. It sucks
Yeah,
to hear. Yeah, go ahead.
yeah, no, it definitely stings. When I saw the news the other night prior to getting ready for the games, I was like, really, Barry? He seemed so in shape. He played hockey. He was loving life. You know, every time I saw him down in Newark, if he came down, especially for the Cup final or during the 0-3 run, which we've talked about, documented here on the channel, big smile on his face, ready to talk hockey with anybody, big cigar, sunglasses on, suits to the T. I remember 2012, I'm walking down, getting ready for the game, and there's Barry Melrose and Steve Levy sitting on a bench in Newark near the arena, and Barry's just ready to smoke his cigar and get ready. But he made time for you to talk hockey. He didn't care. Good public figure, great coach, like you said, 93 Kings. He's most remembered for. He had a 6-game stint with the Lightning. That didn't work out so well, but his true calling was on television. He was such a great personality. Him and Steve Levy, if you go back to the early days of ESPN2, the Deuce, it was NHL Tonight, Barry Melrose, Steve Levy, Butcher Gross was on there, a couple other guys. But Barry Melrose was hockey on ESPN, and he's going to be missed by that community. I know we have other figures there now, but when you think of ESPN and hockey coverage, you think of Barry Melrose.
Yes, and it just sucks because that's how I got to know him. See him on TV to give his analysts his opinions on hockey, and there's no one better that did it than Barry Melrose on ESPN on any given night. So I saw that you posted a classic picture of you and Barry. How did that come about?
So that was 2012. That was Stanley Cup final. We're down there, getting ready for the games and stuff. And, they had the ESPN, with the way they do the final now, you have media day, you have all the towers outside, post game, all that stuff. We were down early. We wanted to hang out. Barry's walking around and, we just wanted to talk to him and just pick his brain and just get some pictures. And just because, he's Barry Melrose, he's a legend, right? He's had the mullet, the hair. the 93 Kings. He's a great coach. And we were talking about the 93 Kings a little bit. And he's like, yeah, we really weren't even supposed to make the playoffs. Maybe make playoffs was the ultimate goal, come in there. Because Wayne had a bad back. He wasn't having a great season. We weren't sure how far we were going to go. But things just worked out in our favor. And he's like, Wayne Gretzky carried us to the final. Game 7 in Toronto was his best game he ever saw him play. I mean, look, Wayne Gretzky is probably the greatest player ever to play, but everybody was criticizing Wayne for not having that playoff signature moment for LA, and he did it. And if you think about it, you go back, he says, if Marty McSorley's stick isn't illegal, we probably win the Stanley Cup in 1993 because Wayne was just on another level. But they ran into Patrick Waugh and the Montreal Canadiens, and the rest was history. Then he found his way to TV, and he said he loved it. I mean, he just loved being on television. And I asked him if he modeled his suit game after Don Cherry. He's like, absolutely. Another legendary TV voice for those that watch Hockey Night in Canada on Coach's Corner.